Good morning, children, and welcome to the literature class. In the last session, we left Jayanto and Shankar at the circuit house, and Jayanto was awake because he heard a noise, he heard something walking over him, and Shankar also woke up because of the sounds. Jayanto did not say anything. It was obvious that something had deeply disturbed him. But it was 2:30 in the morning. I simply had to get a little more sleep, or I knew I would just keep feeling tired. And we had plans for doing a bit of sightseeing the following day. So, after murmuring a few soothing words such as, "Don't worry, I am here with you," and "Who knows, those marks may have been on your quilt already when you went to bed," I switched off the light once more and lay down. I had no doubt that Jayanta had only had a bad dream. All those memories of his childhood had upset him, obviously, and that was what had led to his dreaming of a cat walking on his chest. I slept soundly for the rest of the night. If there were further disturbances, Jayanto did not tell me about them, but I could see in the morning that he had not slept well at all. Jayanto appears to be in a very disturbed state of mind, and Shankar thinks that it is only a very bad dream which he had about the cat walking over him in the night. Tonight I must give him one of those tranquilizers I brought with me. Tranquilizers is to kind of drug which is given to reduce the stress, the tension, the anxiety and worry, which will prevent a person from sleeping well in the night. We finished our breakfast by 9, and as we had planned, and left for the fort. Fort is a very important historical monument in that place. A car had already been arranged, and it was almost 9:30 by the time we reached the fort. Some of Jayanto's old forgotten memories began coming back again, though fortunately they had nothing to do with his doll. In fact, his youthful exuberance made him think he had forgotten all about it. Made me think he had forgotten all about it. Exuberance is liveliness, very active, very interested, very eager. So when they reached the fort, old memories came back to him, and Shankar almost thought that he had forgotten about that doll. There's that elephant on top of the gate. Maybe it's the carving of the elephant. Jayanto had seen it earlier, and he is now very excited on seeing it again. There, that's the elephant on top of the gate, he exclaimed, and the turrets. And here is the bed made of silver, and the throne. Look at that picture on the wall. I saw it the last time. So the different objects in the fort which he had seen earlier brings back happy memories, but all of a sudden his interest began to wane means become less. But within an hour his enthusiasm began to wane, W-A-N-E, becoming less. I was so so interested, so absorbed in what he saw, that is Shankar. I was so engrossed myself that I did not notice it at first. But while walking through a hall and looking at the chandeliers hanging from the ceiling, I suddenly realized Jayanto was no longer walking by my side. Where was he? Where had he gone? He was not with him. Chandeliers are lights which are hanging from the ceiling, and it is not one bulb alone, but there are many bulbs together. It is usually a decoration used in auditoriums and halls and important buildings. Where was Jayanto? We had a guide with us. Babu has gone out on the terrace. Babu is a term of respect, and he is referring to Jayanto as Babu. Babu has gone out on the terrace, he told me. I came out of the hall and found Jayanto standing absent-mindedly near a wall on the other side of the terrace. He did not seem to notice my presence. Even when I went and stood beside him, he's preoccupied, he's deep in thought, and he did not even realize that Shankar had come near him and was standing beside him. He started when I called him by his name. Startled means frightened, very surprised, very shocked. He startled when I called him by his name. Shankar called his name. What on earth is the matter with you? I asked. Why are you standing here, looking morose, looking gloomy, looking sad, even in a beautiful place like this? I can't stand it. I can't bear it. I can't bear to see you looking so morose, so gloomy, so sad. And this place is so beautiful. Jayanto simply said, have you finished seeing everything? If so, let us. Jayanto is in a hurry to go back home. And even though Shankar wanted to remain and see more things in the fort, he agreed when he saw Jayanto's disturbed face, worried look on his face. So they decided to go back to the circuit house. Had I been alone, I would definitely have spent a little more time at the fort. So, if Shankar was alone and Jayanto was not there with him, Shankar would have spent more time because he had not yet finished seeing all the things in the fort. But one look at Jayanto made me decide in favor of returning to the circuit house. That is the rest house where they are staying. The troubled, worried, anxious look on Jayanto's face made Shankar decide to return back with him. A road through the hills took us back to the town. Jayanto and I were both sitting in the back of the car. I offered him a cigarette, but he refused. I noticed a veiled excitement in the movement of his hand. Veiled means hidden. Something exciting happening in Jayanto's mind. And Shankar noticed it by the movement of his hands. Jayanto is excited, troubled over something. One moment he placed them is the hands, near the window, then on his lap, and immediately afterwards he began biting his nails. Usually people bite their nails when they are worried, anxious and troubled. Jayanto was quiet by nature. This odd restlessness in him worried me. Jayanto is usually a very calm, quiet man. Now this anxiety in Jayanto worried Shankar. After about 10 minutes, I could not take it anymore. He could not bear it anymore. This Jayanto's restlessness, this Jayanto's anxiety and disappointments. It might help if you told me about your problem, I said. Jayanto shook his head. It's no use telling you, for you are not going to believe me. I have a problem, but there is no point in telling my problem to you because I am sure you will not believe it. Jayanto is telling Shankar. Okay, even if I don't believe it, you can at least discuss the matter I can at least discuss the matter with you, can't I? Fritz came into our room last night. Directly, Jayantu is saying, Fritz came into the room last night. Those little marks on my quilt were his footprints, the footprints of that doll who died long ago. There was very little I could do at this except catch hold of him by the shoulder and shake him. Naturally, Shankar did not believe at all, so he thought Jayantu was dreaming and imagining things, so he shook him strongly by the shoulders. How could I talk sensibly to someone whose mind was obsessed with such an absurd idea? How could Shankar talk to this man, Jayantu? Obsessed means thinking constantly of one idea. Mind is preoccupied all the time with one single thought. Here, Jayantu is always thinking about that doll. Absurd means such a foolish idea. How can a doll which was destroyed and buried long ago come to Jayantu's room after so many years? He got the doll when he was maybe 6 years old. Now he is 37 years old. You didn't see anything, did you? I said finally. No, but I could distinctly